And what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It is your boy Cheap Ludes, and I'm back with another video. So please drop a like, comment down below, and if you're new, subscribe to the channel, man. Please, I need it. We're gonna be talking about Limited. So week 2, season 3 of My Team Limited. We got a new limited. I don't know what's the word for it. Challenge, I guess. I don't know. Parameters, requirements, whatever. So we only get to use one amethyst or higher card, no free agent cards, and every person on the lineup has to have at least an 83 pointer. So as far as point guards, I'm running Goran Dragic and Doc Rivers, but other options. Now, if you want to use your amethyst or higher on a point guard, I'm not going to really judge you on that, and I will be going through some other big man options in a little bit here. But as far as Goran and Doc Rivers are my favorite, Kenny Smith is obviously a pretty good option. He's one of the best shooting point guards in this game. He's got some good actual facilitating badges as well, in addition to some rim running badges. Spud Webb's a little small. Patty Mills is a really good option as well. He's got that base 98 jump shot. He's got some really good badges. He can facilitate as well. He is that little bit small. He does have issues getting to the rim. Granted, once he's there, he can lay it up pretty decent. So that's kind of my only thing. He's just not dunking on anyone, but neither is Goran Dragic. I just like his jump shot better. You're going to run into a lot of Steph Currys. He does have 41 badges. Granted, they're all silver. You could upgrade them. But, I mean, to be completely honest with you, he has 0 hot zones, and that's like a huge problem. D Brown is actually super good. I might even switch out Goran Dragic for D Brown. It just kind of depends. Goran Dragic plays really good defense. You wouldn't think it by looking at him. Just Goran Dragic's not really known for his defensive presence, especially on Phoenix, but he plays really good defense. D Brown is just a rim running monster, though, and he shoots a good 3-ball. So it kind of depends. He doesn't really have facilitating badges, so I'd recommend putting like some of those badges on him. Jay Williams is really good. He's just like D Brown. I like D Brown because he shoots a little bit better. But Jay Williams has his facilitating badges as well. He doesn't have clamps, though. Neither does D Brown, but Damon Stoudemire is a great defensive player. Mark Price shoots. Kyle Lowry is actually pretty good as well. He's somebody that's decent. As far as my shooting guards, I'm running Rex Chapman and Nick Anderson for obvious reasons. I mean, they're literally ruby cards. They're diamonds disguised as rubies, in my opinion. Like, these guys are absolutely insane, and they're better than, if not all of the shooting guards that play that are amethyst. They're better than a pretty good majority of them. Kyle Korver is also a good option. He's more of a pure shooter. You're not really going to get much else from him. He does play okay defense on the perimeter. Like, if you look at him, he's a 60 driving dunk. It's not terrible. 70 steal. He's got good tendencies. Like, he's got like a upper 60s pass intercept tendency, which is solid. Eric Gordon's a really good option. A lot of people badged him up at the beginning of the year. So if you have like a badged up Eric Gordon, not a terrible idea to run him. Though I prefer Rex Chapman for a multitude of reasons. Ray Allen, Dan Marley works. Byron Scott's actually pretty good as well. Buddy Hield, I suppose. As far as small forwards, I'm running Steven Jackson and Gerald Green. Gerald Green I 100% recommend. He is one of the best rubies in this game. He's not going to be the greatest defensive player in the world, but he's going to hit the rim hard. He's going to shoot really well. He doesn't have... I think I gave him Relentless Finisher and Giant Slayer just because he doesn't have any defensive badges, but you can give him Clamps and Defensive Leader, though you don't need to. Steven Jackson's a personal preference thing. I just really like Steven Jackson, plus he's got a lot of size and can run rim and shoot. I'm just used to using him. Realistically, though, Bruce Bowen is probably a better option. Brent Barry works really well as well. He's a really good pure shooter if you don't want to use Kyle Korver. But Bruce Bowen and Andrew Wiggins is a really good option as well. He's similar to Steven Jackson, but he has a little bit more on the defensive end, and he dunks a little bit harder. But, I mean, Bruce Bowen's probably the best option. I just prefer Steven Jackson, and I'm running like an all-offensive team. He's got Gold Clamps, Gold Intimidator, and Gold Hot Zone Hunter. You just aren't really finding that in the Ruby tier, especially at this stage in the game. So, having him, he's like 10K right now, though. Honestly, Joe Ingles is really decent, too. Like, in addition to having a really easy to time jump shot, he's got Silver Clamp, Silver Intimidator, Silver Interceptor. Like, he's really got good badges. Plus, he's got, like, Gold Trapper and Catch and Shoot. Robert Horry does have that duo with Bruce Bowen, so that's kind of an option if you want to run Robert Horry at power forward. He's actually really not that bad of an option. He's 6'10", he rebounds the ball well. As far as power forwards go, though, I recommend running a power forward as your amethyst or above player, just because the power forward position is not very good, especially at the ruby or below tier. The Millsap and Corver duo works really well. Honestly, Jaren Jackson Jr. is really good as well. He's got some decent defensive badges. He just doesn't bring too much on the offensive end, but realistically, he is good offensively. He's just not, you're not going to be able to run your offense through him, is basically what I'm saying. But he rebounds the ball well. He can shoot. He can dunk. He can grab boards. He does a little bit of everything. Danielle Marshall, Rashard Lewis, like I don't recommend either of those guys. Dude, Clark Kellogg is actually solid. If you played triple threat and got Kellogg, like Kellogg's decent, dude. He's fast. He plays defense. He can't really do much else. He can ball handle a little bit too. Like, you can kind of run him as a point forward a little bit. He's got a 74 speed, which isn't great, but like for someone his size is pretty solid. 48 lateral quickness kind of sucks though. I recommend giving him some more badges. He does have like silver catch and shoot. I gave him like rim protector, rebound chaser, and brick wall, just to give him some defensive badges, because I don't want to give him a bunch of important badges. Scalabrini is who I'm running off the bench for obvious reasons. He's just a lights out shooter, and surprisingly, he's got some defensive badges. He's got like clamps, lightning reflexes, like rebound chaser. Like, he's got some decent badges, man. He's solid, and he's 6'9". As far as center, the holy grail of Ruby or below centers, Andrea Bargnani. I mean, he's not handling the ball, but he plays defense and shoots threes. So that's all you want. I'm running Bill Laimbeer. I can hit with him wide open, but he has like box, intimidator, pretty much all the necessary defensive badges. Plus he has like silver clamps and silver defensive leader, which I'll probably boost up to gold just for this. As far as other options, though, I mean, you could run a center. Like, you could run like an Aldridge or Dave Cowens or something like that if you want to, if you don't have Blake Griffin, which I know a lot of people don't. But, like, look at the center tier. It's just, there's nothing here. Joel Embiid is someone you'll run into, like, quite often. Like, a lot. He has good badges. He has, like, some silver intimidator action. He's got some decent shooting badges. He works pretty well. I mean, you'll run into him a lot for a reason. Like, he's a pretty good current guard. I don't necessarily say don't use him. He's fine. Like, he's probably one of the better options. I prefer Bill Laimbeer because he's only there to play defense, but Karl Anthony Towns is decent too. He's more offensive minded, but I would rather use Joel Embiid or Bill Laimbeer personally. But these guys are decent. Let's go play some limited, man. I'll show you how this team operates, and you know, we'll kind of go from there. Get your championship ring, get that Mo Peterson, kind of go from there, I guess. Big Blake is the star of the show. Honestly, Gerald Green's kind of the star of the show. Like, he's kind of my favorite card in this lineup besides Rex Chapman. Rex Chapman's the GOAT. Like, it's not even a question. But I like Nick Anderson in there to play a little defense too. He does have clamps and stuff like that. So Bruce Bowen is probably a good idea. The reason I have all silvers is because of the overall raised. So we got a decent lineup: Chris Paul, Rip Hamilton, Jaylen Brown, Scalabrini, and Bargnani. So we got Bargnani versus Bargnani. If I were him, I'm switching that defense. I'm switching Jaylen Brown over to Blake. I know it's not a good matchup wise, but Scalabrini does have silver clamps. It's actually not a terrible idea to leave him. But I'm gonna eat Scalabrini alive. That's no question about it. Like, that's gonna happen. All right. He's got my boy Rip Hamilton though. That's my dude, man. Get that board. Hell yeah. All right, Big Blake. Let's run it. See, Big Blake runs as a primary ball handler, so I'm going to try not to do that too much just because I'm trying to show you an idea of what team to use, but I don't want to sit here and just abuse Big Blake, at least in a way that you couldn't normally abuse a different power forward in that scenario, like a Tim Duncan or a Dave Cowens or Zion to a certain extent. So I'm basically just going to be shooting spot-up threes, and maybe I'll ball handle with him a little bit. Yeah, okay, you want to play that game? Fine. Honestly, it's super important to do this. No, not smother. Tight. I don't mess with anything else. Sometimes I'll take the help down if they're shooting a lot of threes, but for right now, let's go tight, and then Hawks freelance. with the team that I've built, it's pretty much built for doing exactly this. So there's no point in even playing games and not doing it. Goran right to the basket. I like Goran Dragic, man, a lot. I don't know why. I rarely miss with him when he's wide open. And if I don't score a lot in the first quarter, he's typically wide open. There we go. Good steal by Blake. Throw it down. Rex Chapman. Boom. Simple as that. My team's fast. They shoot. They can run rim. They can facilitate. The only thing they can't really do is play defense. Like, I'm not a huge defensive team, but I play a lot of on-ball defense anyway, so it's not something that really bothers me. The team I'm showing you right now will be especially good in next gen. They'll be significantly more effective in next gen on the defensive end, just because like players have a lot more weight. Good board. All right, yeah, went straight for the foul, bro. Really? I don't even know how. I don't have any words right now. Did you really just quit that early? Come on, man. Did you see the writing on the wall? Is that what's happening right now? All right. Well, we'll jump into another unlimited game because I kind of want to show what the entire squad can do. Before I even jumped in here, I had 2 rage quits, like before I even started recording. So I'm 3 for 3 on rage quits already, and I honestly haven't even been playing very good. So the team itself just kind of scares people enough into rage quitting, apparently. Maybe it's Blake Griffin. I don't know. 1 token. Going left to right. Left to right. Let's go left. Right? I don't know. Left. Well, it's a token. It is what it is. I'm trying to get Mo Peterson, man. I already have the ring this weird. I got it my first game, so. Yeah, we'll run one more with the squad, and then we'll kind of go from there and see what we can do here. Yeah. Should I switch anyone out? Nah. I'll just pay 720 MTA. It doesn't matter. Let's go. Man, I haven't sold Giannis yet. So we're against Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Duncan, Jaren, and who's the other one? Bargnani again. You're going to run into a lot of Bargnanis. I highly recommend not doing like a... Dynamic duos are tempting, but at the same time, you might as well just use a pink diamond instead of having like 2 guys. Like the Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, that duo is not really that great. Like I considered doing Rex Chapman, Gugliotta, but it's like having a super dominant card out there is better than having like 2 pretty decent cards that are just slightly better than they usually are. Like, the boost to Rex Chapman isn't huge. It just boosts Gugliotta, essentially. And it's like, why do that when I can just throw Blake Griffin? Doesn't matter. Or you can throw Tim Duncan, Zion, anyone else. It really depends who you have on your roster, realistically. I highly recommend it be a center or a power forward. But if that's not what you have available, then point guard's totally fine. Like, you can run Scalabrine and a couple other people. Like, I played a John Morant in my first game that played really well. I don't know what the fuck happened there, but all right. So Goran's decent. I kind of want to shoot some threes with him, but he's not giving me any space. Oh, big Blake. See, the reason I'm trying to do stuff like that is just to show you if you have any of the other power forwards, everyone in the lineup is going to be able to shoot threes. So it's like, this is kind of what you have to do. I hate to be like a meta cheesy guy, but I mean, honestly, if you want to win games at this stage, running a team like this and running Atlanta Hawks freelance or Pelicans freelance is really the easiest way to win games. Make sure your coverage is tight. Don't be afraid to play off-ball defense. I know it's taboo in 2K circles to play off-ball defense because, you know, people think you're like a scrub, which is ridiculous because literally everyone does it, so it doesn't really make sense. But yeah, definitely do not be afraid to play off-ball defense. Obviously, you're going to want to get your switches down. Like, that was actually a good switch by him. If he continued to play off-ball, I would have been able to shoot that with no contest, but because he switched over and put his hand up, he gets the contest up, which means if I shot that, I'm probably missing it. So doing things like that is very important. Like, once again, right over there, switching right to Bargnani, gets that contest up, and you're good to go. Big Blake. You know, I keep trying not to, like, abuse Big Blake, but it's really difficult because he's so good. So Josh Smith is another player that works not as good as Blake because Blake's significantly better. I don't know if Josh Smith is able to be used in... I don't know. I'm pretty sure he has an 83. Yeah, I'm pretty certain he does. So Draymond Green works pretty well, too. He can handle the ball, too. So if you have Draymond, that's another really good option. You can do most of your scoring. Plus, he has good defensive badges. What the fuck was that? All right. There we go. Over to Bargnani. Over to Blake. All right, yeah, give it. Yup. Bargnani wide open. Hit it. Bargnani's just good for that, man. You can run those kind of little plays all night long, and it'll probably work significantly because people will abandon Bargnani to come collapse, which is so not a good idea because Bargnani is a lights-out shooter. Oh, yeah. There we go. Dragic. Yep. See, I like Dragic, man. He's good. No way. All right. So, okay, apparently I'm not long for playing limited, but as you can see, the team works extremely well. Like I was saying earlier, like switching it up to putting other guys in the 3 bench slots just raises your overall too much, and you'll just run into like sweatier players. So I recommend just putting some silvers in there and just trying to get it as low as possible. So anyways, guys, I hope this helped you in any way, shape, or form. It has been your boy Cheap Ludes. Go check out the description for all my stuff, my Patreon if you want to support the channel monetarily speaking, my podcast, my Twitch, go watch me stream. I have a capture card coming, so it should be good. Other than that, I'll be back all weekend with new content, so definitely check that out and subscribe to the channel if you're new.